Hey, welcome back to another Dauntless video, guys. Today I'm going to chat with you guys about the recent Fortune and Glory update. Before I start talking about that stuff, I want you guys to know this. I support the game, like it says in the description of every one of my Dauntless videos. I often get very passionate about the games that I love to play, especially the ones with great potential. I believe Dauntless is one of those games, and that is very true. I criticize games and other things I see with great potential. So everything that comes after this explanation is not to demean the efforts of the developers, but to shed light on how I feel about the recent update. And as a side note, just because I'm new to the world of content creation doesn't mean I'm new to the world of Dauntless. And just because I'm a small channel talking about Dauntless doesn't mean my opinion should be overlooked. That being said, I'm going to get into the video. Okay, I'm going to start this off by not talking about the bugs, but the content itself and what I expected from the update. But to be clear, I know the developers didn't put out any fake expectations, but this is solely what I thought. You know, I had to put this in here because I can imagine the first comment being something sort of on the lines of that, so I had to speak about that. Okay, filters off. I expected the new update to come with the seventh weapon, new creatures to inhabit the island, and difficult in-game behemoths. I even hyped myself up in my AMA review where I went over some of the questions you guys asked the developers. By Douglas, he asked, "Remy planned for more fleshed out islands, maybe multiple bosses or perhaps a behemoth that is actually two or three. Hmm, a behemoth that's actually two or three behemoths. I think that could add interesting element to the fight to split the player's focus." Phoenix Zalgus responded, "We would love to flesh out islands more. From hazards to discoverables to aggressive mobs, the first thing that we're working on are aggressive and non-aggressive mob creatures. You should expect to see them first as a part of the upcoming Trials mode." Ooh, like I said, hinting at Trials again. And their responses. But out of all my expectations, the only thing that was delivered is a difficult in-game behemoths. Quotes around difficult too. I feel like the trials itself is sort of like artificially hard because the modifiers and the addition of more health to the behemoth seems sort of like fake difficult to me. Granted, the devs did say the behemoths would come with modifiers making them more difficult to defeat. Paper, that doesn't sound too bad, but in reality it feels very gimmicky. Like, for real, for me it feels very gimmicky to have random spikes rise up from the ground and one hit you, and to have a behemoth like Shroud that has godlike AoE, to have even more AoE by adding a shockwave that expands out. It's crazy to me, man. Like his AoE, his swing, it could take everybody. It could take out everybody that's trying to invade Area 51. Like it, it's that big, man. Trust me, I'm not just like complaining about difficulty. It's not like I don't like difficulty. I love difficulty. My favorite games are Sekiro, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Neo, The Surge. Shit, you can even add Monster Hunter for the PSP and the DS because they're way more difficult than Monster Hunter World. Like, I'm a glutton for difficulty. That's why you guys see me in most of my videos in parties, because the behemoth health is scaled up and his damage is scaled up, and that's something I like to deal with. But this new game mode feels a little bit too gimmicky for me, way too gimmicky for me. I feel like if they gave the behemoths one or two new moves, or even started them off in their enraged state, like that would be a lot better than just adding this like simple modifier like, oh, ice spikes, oh, shockwave, oh, this behemoth freezes you on hit. It's like things like that. Like, on top of that, one of the biggest things that turned me off from the Fortune and Glory update was the fact that hackers and glitchers are at the top of the billboards. So it's like, does the I think to myself, like, does the billboards even matter if I have these guys with no skill going into missions, glitching the missions, and they're at the top of the leaderboard? Granted, the devs said they'll fix it, but it's not fixed yet. So, can I really trust the billboards? I don't know. And the fact that I saw Slayers kill a behemoth in 24 seconds, like like that hurt me. I'm like, dang, like that's a spot at the top. Someone else could be there, or I could be there. Like it's crazy. You know. And another thing, yo, oh man, the smallest, the new creature that was added to the game. I thought it was gonna be on every island, or will vary from mission to mission if it was on an island or if it wasn't on an island. But it's just in trials, and that's something that's like, I think to myself, I'm like, wow, like you guys said something about bringing new form of creatures, and not form, I forgot the term they call it, but new creatures to the island. You bring it to trials first. I thought when they released it, they was gonna release it with trials and it would expand throughout the islands, but that wasn't the fact. And it sort of irked me when I went into missions and it was like sort of nothing new. So taking that into account, like the islands still continue to feel bare bone, and I felt like this update didn't add anything for the existing casual players. And me myself, I don't think myself to be like a casual player. I like to be out there. I like to try new things. I like to like hunt these behemoths over and over again and see how much I could boot them. Like I don't feel like I'm a casual player in that sense, but I don't think none of the content really reached out to casual players at all. And I don't think people who haven't unlocked the in-game and Dauntless felt this update at all. I think like they just like, oh, okay, that's something for me to reach towards, but it's nothing for me in a long run, like in a sense, like it's nothing there for them to outright go and try then and there. It's just, that's late game, that's later. I get it's supposed to be like an in-game feature, but honestly I thought more was coming with the update, but it didn't. Hopefully more comes with the next update, or more comes spanning the time of this month and next month, but for now I don't think it was much in this update, and I'm somewhat kind of disappointed, but it is what it is. Thanks guys for watching. Oh yeah, I plan on doing this thing on the channel where I like present new ideas for behemoths and new like game modes in Dauntless, and I plan on doing that. Like, plan on releasing another video tomorrow about some, like, I'm thinking about a new added the game mode with multiple behemoths and how that could be implemented. I'm gonna kind of put that out there tomorrow, so catch you guys later.